got behind that train like
Had a train.
We're rolling. Al's gonna get
Hold
caught
on,
behind that
hold on.
train.
Yes.
Here, give that to Tim, please.
All right, we can go ahead and start.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna call this meeting to order, and for the invocation, Mayor, would you mind saying prayer?
Sure. Let's bow our heads, please. Father, we just thank you, Lord, for another beautiful day that you've granted us, Lord. And Father, we just pray right now that as we do the business of people, Lord, that you guide our thoughts, Lord, you guide our actions, you guide our words. And Father, I'd be remiss if I did not mention Israel right now, Lord. I just pray
Yes,
for
Lord.
the people of Israel, Lord. I pray for the situation over there, Lord, that you guide the hands of each one of those people, Lord. And Father, I just pray all this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir. Roll call. Let's see. So everyone's here except for Terry's not here, and Shannon's not here. And I know that Shannon said that she could not make it today. She said she's so sorry. She had a prior commitment that came up. So, and everybody else is here. All right. Well, this is the Highway Commission, and we're meeting today, and we meet every other month. If anybody's watching this or listening to this, just a reminder of that we meet every other month. And so we won't be meeting unless something comes up next month, unless it's announced, and just check the website on that. So the approval of the agenda, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All right, got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed by the same token. Okay, approval of the minutes for last meeting.
Motion.
Motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed by the same token. Okay, public recognition. Where you gonna come and speak? Does anyone else want to speak? I'm just joking. I'm joking. Comedy hour. No one's here, so we're gonna move on past public recognition. Report of the chairman. I have no report at all for old or new business. Report of the road superintendent.
Yes, thank you, Jamie. I was wanting to talk about on number one, the request acceptance for roads in Bledsoe Crossing. If you'll look at attachment one, basically this is the breakdown of the roadway. The length, the name of the road, the width, and you'll notice there's no guardrail, no curbing on it. So this is basically our rural road that we use. This is something that me and Marshall went out and did the inspections on. I had to mark up a few areas and have the milling crew come back in and mill out and replace in several sections, and we inspected every part of it. They did a really good job. Scotty's out of Kentucky did it. Tim, they do a bang-up job on everything they do. And they got everything milled out and replaced and patched and then overlaid. If you look, this layout of the subdivision is basically, it's right off Highway 25 in Castellian Springs. Again, they went through planning, they did everything they were supposed to, and we're just ready to accept it and add it to our official road list tonight. And so this is a voting item. But this is something that they spent the money, they went through the process and did everything right.
Is this fairly current?
Yes, it's brand new. And we had a long list. They had to rework ditches, rip out the ditches, and do all the Tim O'Brien stuff.
Do you guys perform punch list on that stuff?
Yes, we did. We formed a punch list and sent it out, and I'll have to say, everybody that we've came into, that we've met with, I had Norman Farms. They spent probably close to $200,000. I made them take almost the whole road out.
Oh, wow.
And they didn't blink. And they went in there and milled out the whole face and repaired what was under it and put the binder down. And I was, that's even one of them things you're sitting there going, that hurts. But,
Well, good for you.
The main thing is we got to do the right thing, because I don't want to go and accept something I'm gonna be working on in 2-3 years. I want it done right, so. But this is a really good job, and, I think it's good to go.
Well, I'll entertain a motion for discussion or
Motion to discuss.
second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so go ahead, Tim.
Oh, were you wanted to be in the
I-
queue first? Go ahead.
It's okay. I really just wanted to know, the reason why I was asking a second ago, and I actually was a little out of order when I asked, I'm sorry. But, whenever I was looking at this, it looks like there's about maybe 10 houses or 12 houses on here. And those are up to date. There's not more houses than that, right? It's just being built currently. My ballpark.
It's, the subdivision, there's probably more houses here, but the lots are laid out.
Yeah.
And you have to have over 75% completion of the houses in the subdivision before you can overlay it.
So there's probably more houses.
There's more houses
Got it, okay.
there.
I was just
This
curious.
is just one that we pulled offline to show you the layout of the subdivision. So this could be a little over.
I was just asking in case
Yeah.
someone's watching, they want to
No,
know.
I'm not gonna let the subdivision be half capacity and then let them overlay it, because that's just gonna tear the road up.
Yeah, I just need to, we would get questions about that. Okay, that's the main question I had. Go ahead.
I do have a question. This is for educational purposes, Toby. So in a county subdivision, you spoke to the quality of the roads that you want to accept to make sure that they're up to par, for what you would have to work on in the future. Just for public knowledge, is there a different standard for county roads than city roads for the quality of the roads or curb work or anything
Well,
that's
we
related to it, sewer grading and things like that?
We have different, and I will be glad to email this to y'all sometime. We've got 3 specifications. This is 22 foot wide with 2 foot shoulders, 2 to 3 foot shoulders, and then we have also a detail with extruded curb and a detail with curb and gutter. And so what happens is we do this because the type of subdivision, you can go out and plat it, and if you're gonna have storm and all the inner workings, you want curb and gutter because you got your catch basins and your cover and gutter, and that works. And so that you're gonna have that stipulation throughout each phase. You don't change up the detail halfway through it. You use the same detail all the way through.
But
So
you spec it, or you're in charge
our
of helping to spec
well,
it?
basically, we've got the spec, and I don't know if you remember, I think, yes, we talked about this, because we upped our specification. We went to 8 inches
Yeah, I remember
with
that.
3 inches of binder.
But as far as the gutter or curb or not gutter, that spec, you said there's 3 different ones, 11 feet wide lanes,
Yeah.
all that. Do y'all spec that for the builder,
We,
or you're in on it with
Well,
the county engineers?
It basically, I'm in on it, but they draw up the plat, and it goes through planning, and goes through Josh and Marshall, then it comes to me.
Okay.
And they figure that out before it comes to me. But it's something that, once it gets to me, I make sure that the process is done right, and they've got the material on the ground that they should.
Just the purpose for me asking was I wanted to understand the difference in county spec subdivisions
Right.
versus city spec subdivisions, to make sure we're not putting something out there that is higher grade than what the county would expect to get if the builder was doing something over and above and then leaving it to us to keep up with. And it's like, whoa, they live in the
Well,
county now, but I do want the best we can get for county subdivisions.
One thing that I'm really excited about, and I talked to Tim about some time ago, is that City of Gallatin adopted the same spec with us, and then some of the other cities were talking about adopting it and bringing it up to this standard. Because what happens is, in the past, we've had, I think City of Gallatin had 2.5 inches of binder with 6 inches of base stone, and then City of Hendersonville had 2 and 6. And what we were trying to do is jump that up to add more strength to it, so there's not, essentially, I think it's a savings. And Tim, you might agree with me on this, because me and Tim's been involved in it, where you go in and have to do $100,000 worth of repairs on just one phase. And by upping the standards of the material and our specifications, we just don't have nearly as many repairs to do, and a lot of times none. And it's just, it saves money in the long run. It makes a better road.
And you're pretty much speaking of the 3-inch binder
Yeah.
course, is that correct? So it does give it a better thickness to it.
Right.
Whereas in Nashville, we had a 2-inch, so we're in the process of upping ours up to a 3-inch.
Yeah, I was more,
Got it.
more speaking towards like adding gutters in if they're not needed. Would the builder give something that we would have to maintain that would be more costly
Okay, well.
versus
curb
you
and gut-
saying that's not what we typically do in county?
The thing about the
You
curb and
understand where I'm
gutter,
going?
we have to go in, like, on extreme
That's where we're going with
curb,
it.
we can go in and do an overlay the first time and not have to do any prep work to the curb. Where if you have curb and gutter that you've paved to, you really need to go out and profile and mill up against the curb to tie back into the curb. So there's some extra cost there, but I think it's worth it in the long run because of the storm water that you get and the water flowing and the different things that you get through covered water. I think it's worth it.
As long as the county's specking it, I'm not
Yes.
as concerned because we
Right,
can
we
control
are.
that. I didn't want the builders
No.
to be giving something that we have to then keep up with that is
No.
over and above what is expected in county
It's,
land purchases.
they
Does that make
come
sense?
in and they follow suit. And-
Okay.
And
That
man, we got
satisfies.
an exceptional team. I don't know if y'all know Josh or Marshall. I'm very happy to work with them every day. They're very, very good.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, great.
Thanks, I have another
Thanks.
question, please. What would you say the build-out percentage was in that?
It has to be
we
75.
gotta have it built out 75-80%.
Right, but what is the build-out percentage on this particular?
On that one, it's nearly, it's probably over 95%.
Oh, wow.
It's nearly complete.
And
So,
one other question, detention ponds, were they built in the subdivision as well?
They were.
For stormwater management?
Yes.
Where are they at? I see
Well,
one big giant corner vacant lot there that may be it.
They've got some ditches
corner
that
of the
runs.
circle.
It's hard to see on here.
Yeah, and this was taken early too.
Yeah, this is taken early, but I
You
sure.
know this big corner lot right here, Toby?
Yeah.
Is that a house or is that a big retention pond? Because that seems odd to have one large plot of land that could
Right.
be divided into two.
That's where Toby's house is gonna be.
It's, I think,
You're
I
confusing
think
people.
over here in this area right here is a retention pond. They got two and one over here. And we made them, like on the loop right here, they had to revamp all the ditches and rip wrap them and support the road. They done a really good job with that, but no, this is a nice subdivision.
What would you say these lots typically, what size are these, like half acre?
I'm thinking anywhere from half to 3/4.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Good deal. Do we have a motion to, I'll entertain a motion for this to either accept.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same token. Okay.
All right, the next two discussion points are just, that's what they are, discussion points. I talked several months with,
And really quick, sorry, just for clarity. So that was, I don't think we can do them both together. Can we, are they both?
no, I'm not.
Okay, got it. Okay, got it.
I'm
You got the
not.
Georgia.
I'm just doing two, but I
Got it.
was just saying that.
I just wanted you to know that.
Yeah. Number two, West George Durham Road, I mentioned this several months ago. It was a road, Tim, and me and you had a discussion about it. It was the one in the northern end of the county where a guy was building a house and we were gonna have to extend the road down to where he was building.
Remember that.
And then there was a subdivision about 3 to 4 tenths past him. And I've literally spent months researching this because I could not find anything, because when Scotty Parker was in office, that was a road. That was a county road. And in fact, it went across the creek and connected to east of George Durham Road. And so I could not find anything not making it a county road. And so I was talking to John about it one day, and he gave me a great idea. I went to Mr. Hurt, and that's the reason I've got John here. He made up some maps. And basically, we started doing the map system here in Sumner County in 1975. And what happened,
73, 75?
73? The first map.
First maps that we have are 75. We don't have any 73 maps.
and so, early 70s. And what happened is, we noticed it was a county road then, and it went all the way to the creek from both sides. And it is still that way to this year. It's still a county road. It's never been taken. It just, the sign got moved from the county maintenance at the end of the asphalt, where the asphalt stops. So what, I called CTAS to look for the proper way to do this, and they said, well, if it's still on the county map, it's just a talking point, and you need to add it back to your official road list and let the committee know what's going on. So I brought John in, and he printed off some maps, and they're hard to look at, and that's what y'all got. That's under attachment 2, basically, and it's
Does it fold out into 2 pieces?
yeah. Let's see.
No, it's small.
It's small. Okay. Hey, John, if you can help me with this, I'll.
3 pieces, isn't it?
No,
But it's
it's
2.
zoomed in something. Do they match up somehow?
I've got this.
So 5 goes here, 6 goes there.
This one's the better one.
Oh, yeah. So this is our, it's okay for me to speak?
Yes.
Spin the-
Wait, let's make a motion to suspend the rules.
Motion.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Great, thank you. This is our 2023 map. It's our current map right now. You can see George Durham coming all the way up.
For reference, can you tell us which ones we should be looking at on our pages here? Is that this one? That's the very last sheet. Yes, that's a smaller version of that.
That's
I
right
see the
here,
hump
isn't it?
right there.
Yes. All the way up to.
All right, so
That's
this
correct.
one, right here, guys.
Is it this
The
one?
last page, I believe.
Yeah, goes up.
Or is
across.
it there?
It is here. This is these 2 maps put together is what it is.
Oh, I see.
So George Durham's coming all the way up. It's a map line. This is a map line. This is map 5. This is map 6 of our property record maps here in the county. So this is the cemetery that Toby's talking about. Right here, it's Durham Cemetery.
This little corner.
And
Oh,
see
there you
it
go.
right here.
This one is this one.
You see
Yeah.
mine? Right there.
The first page of maps.
so as you can see, we've got it as a right of way on the property record map. And during my tenure here in the assessor's office, I have never known the county to abandon any right of way. And I've been here for 27 years. And usually what will happen if it is abandoned, it will be quitclaimed back to the adjoining landowners. You know, they'll split the road in half and that kind of thing. And that happens in the cities sometimes, but I've never had it happen out in the county. So I think Toby's right. It hasn't been abandoned, it's just been neglected. So I would concur with him that it's still a county road.
And what
out
I've
there.
got is from where the asphalt ends right now, it's 0.13 miles down to where the
Thank you so much.
where the guy is building his new house. And so when I seen that he was doing that, it was like 0.4 miles down to the cemetery, so 4/10. And I'm sitting there, I start going through it because I went to the cemetery. They've had people buried in the cemetery in the last few years. And I'm sitting there going, you know, this is something that I may have to go out there with my grader once every couple of years. It's not a big deal, but I do think it's the right thing for the county to do because it's still a county road.
I do have one question. Make a motion, entertain a motion to
Discuss?
discuss.
Yeah, I'll motion to discuss.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same token. Sorry. So my question is, I understand all that. That all makes sense. But is there a bridge? Did you say that goes across?
If you go past the cemetery, there's no bridge there.
I meant to drive out there and I forgot to
And-
last time and I should
And it's
have.
just something that,
Was there ever a bridge?
I think years ago, there was a bridge, and then they just started crossing the creek, but we're not interested in doing that. From where East George Durham ends, they've kind of got it built up to where you can't cross the creek. And we're not trying to cross the creek, we're just trying to get down here to the dead end and then go back. And there's a turnaround down there.
So there's no benefit in trying to.
No, it would be, neither party on each side of the road wants it to connect with the other one, they're happy, but I feel like we just need to maintain it to there, and it just makes sense, because it's still a county road.
Can you, sorry, are you just still questioning?
Yeah,
still
that's
asking
it.
questions?
Yeah.
Can you point out which section it is again?
It's right here.
That's,
So right here. Am I right, Toby?
Yeah.
that little section is
This-
to be
this
finished?
right
So
here,
this
they-
little triangle right here, guys?
Yeah. And
This
this,
little section right here?
Yeah, I'll hold it up for them.
and this road, East George Durham comes down here and stops about right here, and we would be stopping about right there.
So East George Durham comes, so just so the people, East George Durham comes down and stops about right in here. And this side comes over here. This is a little cemetery that he was discussing, the little triangle right there. Comes down to right there, and then there's the creek in question that
We won't
gonna
be crossing
but
the creek.
It'll still end like that.
So you're paving, you're paving or
No,
gravel?
we're not paving.
Just grading
We're just
or-
gonna, I think there's enough base down there, if I clip it, it'll sustain it. It's just got to
You
be
guys see
clipped.
Clipped
And rolled.
meaning, could you define clipped?
Take the grater blade and scrape it and grade it out and then compact it.
So is it compacted gravels all
Yes,
this?
yeah, just compacted gravel.
So it's just basically a shot and chip road, is that it?
It used to be, and that's what got me to thinking about when I went down there. I looked at it and I went and got Scotty. I said, "You ought to chip this." And he says, "I did." I said, "Was it a county road then?" He says, "Yes, it was." He said, "It's always been a county road." And so when I looked at it, I just sit there and I went, and that's when I talked to both John and John Hurd about it. And it's something that I need to do in order so these people can get down to the cemetery.
And so it's to get to the cemetery, but isn't it because there's somebody also building a house right past it?
Well, it's on up from it. It's like a little over a 1/10 of a mile down from the asphalt, where the asphalt ends. And then you go down further to the cemetery.
So this is solely just to get a smoother road to the cemetery?
Yeah, but we still got to extend it down where the guy's building the house. But it's something, basically, it's still a county road. It's
That's a
never
have
stopped
to,
there.
and then we just want to go ahead and recognize
Yeah.
the rest of the county road.
Right, right.
Is this something, you said something earlier I wanted to understand, was like the property owners, did their property went to the center of the road? Was that correct?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, I think he was talking about how if it ever went back,
Normally, if any road is abandoned, like say in a subdivision in a city, and they done lot, and then they put a little stub off road, because they think they're gonna develop in the
Right.
next section up, or the next piece of property, and they never do. We have, gotten deeds from the city where they have abandoned the right of way, split it down the middle, half goes to one lot owner, the other half goes to the other lot owner.
Okay, that's,
I've never seen that happen in the county.
okay, and one other question, what was the right of way that you found out there?
Well, it's interesting because I have a brand new survey right here for the big farm that's to the northwest right there on George Durham. And it was done April of this year. And the surveyor is calling for a 50-foot right of way.
Is that for future development or?
Oh, no, not that I know. I wouldn't think so. No, that's just what he was calling for on his survey that he did. He referenced George Durham, and in fact, if you all want to see this,
yeah, please.
the green highlighter is all the reference to George Durham Road that he has in this description right here.
And that's all a 50-foot right of way, correct?
Well, that's what he's calling for on his survey, yes.
Okay.
questions on
No, what does the green signify again?
that? Will you say it one more time, just start off, say
The
it.
green is, the right of way, the
The green.
west right of way of George Durham Road. So it would be this farm, right?
Sorry, sorry.
No, I see it.
Okay. Yeah, right here, going all the way down.
So this is that section.
No, I see what it is, but
I'm just
what's the
saying-
point of highlighting it? That's what we're in question here?
He's saying that they're requesting a
Because
50
it's
foot.
specifically referencing George Durham Road as, that's the west right of way of George Durham
I guess I don't understand the statement or question. You're
Was it the
requesting
property
a right of
description?
way.
Was it the property description? The,
Road. Yes, it's,
yeah, that's what he's talking about.
yeah, it's the property description.
And for the owners of the farm, you record a deed, it's in the property description in the deed. That's part of the property description.
That's correct.
Got it.
That they own the road?
No, it's.
I'm missing
you
the
have-
point
you
of
have
this
meets and
discussion.
bounds. You have a meets and bounds when you describe property, and that's part of the meets and bounds of this parcel.
That's correct.
Whatever that means.
And
Okay.
it's just more further
Well,
solidifying
meets
that
and
it's
bounds.
that it's a county road.
I mean, it's a gravel road
Yes,
that's
it
probably
would for
9
me,
foot
yes.
wide. And it won't cost the taxpayers hardly anything to maintain it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I guess the point I'm getting to, just to make sure everybody understands it, that's watching the video too, not just this table. I don't know what meets and bounds is, but if we've already determined that this sign has been moved, why is this coming before the meeting? Why didn't you just move the sign back and we don't discuss it? Is this a point to vote on, or is this a
No, this
point
is
of
not-
recognition
This
that
is a point of
something-
transparency.
You're just
with
gonna
the
do it?
Highway department, letting its highway committee know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Because if there was ever a situation where I just did something, people was like, well, why didn't you discuss it? I mean, I know you have the power to do that, and I just like being transparent and just letting y'all know what's going on across the county.
Yeah, and
That you're going out there to fix that road and you want it known that it is highway,
Well-
even though it hasn't been recognized
Well,
for
and
years.
that's the thing, there's been question about if it was county right of way.
and with it coming up, whenever because it come before the committee before, so it makes
Yeah,
most.
and so I wanna make sure that when we add it back to the official road list and that y'all understand that it's still a county road, then I will feel good enough to go out there and actually do the work.
Has anybody questioned you or anybody in this committee that it was or wasn't a county road recently?
No.
Do you foresee anything coming up? It's just a point of you're making
This
sure that
is
everybody realizes it is.
This is me being careful and being Toby. Because I feel like this is the right way to do it.
Okay.
Is just to make sure that, because there was some question to it, and I want to make sure that there's no question to it. Because I don't want.
But the
people
question
going-
only came up because you
'Cause
saw
I
the
brought
sign
it
was
up,
different
yeah.
and not knowing where it was. Okay.
Right.
I wanted all that to be on record because
Okay.
I want people to know why we're even discussing it.
Right.
That somebody wasn't trying to do something
No.
and you stopped it or vice versa.
It was all
and-
me. It was
So,
all me.
so after this is all settled tonight, you plan on moving that sign back to make sure that everybody knows it is a county road?
Yeah.
Okay.
The reason this is important is the survey, which is the bounds of the property of the farm, which is what meets and bounds, the bounds of the property of the farm. The road needs to be accurately, you need to know where it is. I think that's what you were talking about, is that right? So you-
Yes.
So that way he knows the boundaries
So
of
he
his
knows the boundary
property
of his
based on
property.
The
that
boundary of
road.
that property goes to the west right of way of Durham Road.
So that's why it's
Okay.
important.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
And it
And-
also references that it's a county road. Because
does.
because it
Well,
mentions it.
we have to recognize the road for the property owner's sake too, so it's dual purpose. I understand now, I get the reason for it.
One more other
And-
question, will this be officially accepted with those boundaries, or go to a vote, the county commission, or?
No, we'll add it to the official road list and then we'll submit the road list to everyone with the other roads that y'all just voted on. And we've had some other developments that we've added on to the road list, so we need to add it and update it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So in essence, by recognizing this road, you will then mark those property lines by the designation of this road and the boundaries of this road. It'll tie all that up. to where everybody knows where their
Yeah,
property stops and
they
starts, and the
will. I
road
mean, and
stops
it's-
and starts.
It's already done. I'm just recognizing it and saying I'm recognizing it as a county road because it is.
Well, being that it's gravel,
Yeah.
grass tends to grow and things can move
It'll-
over time, so there could be
yeah.
issues, but
It's
now
a pretty good
it
road
will
base,
tie
so it
up
will.
boundaries.
Yeah.
Okay.
We appreciate
I
you saying
understand.
that.
All right,
So
well-
since there's no vote needed on that, so we can move on to that.
We can
Okay.
say thank you.
Yes,
Thank you and move on.
Well, I'd like to go to number 3. Wanted to let y'all know some things that I'm trying to move forward with. And this is again for transparency, is some of you know the struggles that I've had within our department, losing people, losing high-end, experienced, good operators, truck drivers, and things of that nature. I just lost another one this week, another truck driver. So that makes 7 in a little over 8 weeks that I'm dealing with right now. And this is not a made up, I mean, I'm trying to hire, I'm trying to beg people, I'm doing everything I can to keep us afloat, to keep our workmanship and keep going forward with the quality that I feel like that we're sustaining right now, but we cannot lose any more experience and let people walk out the door. And right now, it's just y'all heard it, we're struggling with pay. And so I wanted to go and look at comparable counties to Sumner County in roadways like Montgomery, Wilson, Williamson. I think I'm bigger than Montgomery. I'm bigger than Montgomery. I think Wilson's bigger than me. I think Williamson is not as big. Williamson's got 750 miles. We've got a little over 800. And I'm even coming up with comps with TDOT. You talked about, one of you were talking about Jay Norris a while ago and Region 3 Director and their pay scale and what they're doing. One of the guys that really got me going on this was a 16-year veteran with the Highway Department, and he had a Class A CDL. He could operate any piece of equipment we had. He was really your guy that you could send out to any situation, and his expertise could take care of it. And then I'm talking to the state, and they said, well, we just did our new pay scale. We're starting out at $24 an hour. I said, I just lost a man last week that'd been here 16 years, and he didn't even make that. And so that's some of the things that I'm dealing with. And the thing that's so important about the state is they're on the TCRS retirement program. So literally, you could have people that works for the county can quit and go work for state and pick up. If they're vested, they can pick their retirement back up and consider on. You know, one of the great things I've had is sitting there, if you're vested, you don't want to lose that. You know, you've been here 10 or 12 years or what have you, you don't want to lose that investment because after 30 years, you know, you have a little retirement. Well, in that scenario, it kind of hurts me.
Could you
So,
explain a little bit, TCRS?
TCRS is our Sumner
Consolidated
County's retirement
It's
system.
Tennessee Consolidated Retirement System.
Yeah, and so basically, when you take that out of the equation, to where, you know, if you go to the private sector, you're not going to have that retirement.
Gotcha.
If once you've been here with the county 5 years, you're vested, and so you don't want to lose that. And so I had 3 guys leave the paving crew about a month ago, and I got them replaced, but the experience level, just because you replace it with a warm body doesn't mean that you get the experience back that you had. So in suffering through this, you're sitting there going, what can I do? And so I started doing my own pay study, and I'm looking at it, and what I'm going to do and what I'm going to send out in the next few weeks is a pay study showing where we're at is in the vicinity of $6 to $9 an hour lower than everybody else. And in some cases in the private sector, you know, I've had guys leave and get $10 more an hour. And when you're talking about that kind of money, that's a big deal. And so when you're sitting there looking at our starting point around 15, you know, and then you're talking to, you having a truck driver start out at 18 and he can go get 28 down the road, it's a big deal. And so what I'm wanting to tell y'all and let y'all know is that I understand where we're at and why we're here. But one of my plans going forward is I want to get on the budget agenda for next month. And me and Matt's talked about this a few times. I need to meet with them. But one of the things that I want to do is I'm not asking for any money. I think I've got a way to do a stepping bone. I mean, we can't get there. We can't get there this year, guys. But if I do something to show the guys that I have, maybe it keeps them from walking out the door. Maybe they sit there and, you know, because most of them left after the first year because they were seeing what Toby could do in the first year to get some money. And I had several of them tell me that. I had out of the 6 that quit right after that, they were sitting there. 3 of them were in tears because they didn't want to leave because they like working there. So it is something that I feel like I've got a good sound plan, but I want y'all to understand is I'm not coming in being a jerk about this. I feel like it is something that we can sustain and do this over a few years to where that we can get headed in the right direction. And I feel like it won't cost the citizens of this county any extra money. I think we can do it within our own budget that's already been approved and help the guys to, hey, Toby's trying to help us, we won't stay. Because I need that. Because if we ever get to the point, if I have 2 or 3 more leave my paving crew, we're going to be going from us doing the paving to us subbing out all the work, and that's a big cost. That's a big cost because we really save a lot of money by doing the work ourselves. So I just wanted to kind of go over that with y'all because I'm trying to be as transparent about that as possible because this is really important. The greatest asset this county has with its highway department is its people. And I'm proud of them. We do really good work, and I'll put our work up against anybody. So I just wanted to bring that to the table and let you know. And I'm working on it. As soon as I get my charts done, I will send them out to you and email them and then be open for discussion in any way. So just wanted to bring that up.
This isn't an action item, it looks like, but it's okay if I ask a question, Mr. Chairman?
Make a motion for discussion.
Motion?
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All
I just
opposed,
had, sorry.
Go ahead.
I just had a quick question, Toby, or comment. First of all, thank you for giving us a heads up and giving us some,
Yeah.
what we asked for from all the departments to give us some heads up on what things may be coming down the pike later on, not springing it on us. Is this something that we as a highway committee will have to vote on or do anything with before budget? Because you said you were going to try to get on next month, and we don't meet next month. So.
I checked that, and they said because I'm not asking for more money, we don't have to approve it here.
Okay.
And then I can get on the agenda and go on. But the biggest thing I feel like is making sure, I mean, here, if I'm doing this right, guys, and y'all understand why I'm doing it and why y'all, sounds terrible. All of you, I need y'all to vouch for me. This is serious. This can't be any more serious to my department. This is something that I want to spend time with all of you and talk about the seriousness of this. This is not something I've just brought up. You can ask Christy. It's a big deal, and I'm trying to inch up in baby steps to get headed down the right direction to make it a better situation for my guys. And some of these departments, they start at 20 plus, and we don't. And I don't know when the last time you lived on $16, $17 an hour. It's hard to do nowadays.
Hang on, I'll still got the floor, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No.
No, I appreciate that. I fully understand the seriousness of it with the way the economy's been for several years now. Everybody's feeling this as different departments and different industries start having other places to go. Everybody's going to start jumping ship as soon as there's somewhere else to go. It sounds like there's other places to go in your department. I wish we could give everybody things like this, but I get it, and I'm glad you're looking at a plan on how to juggle monies around or do things within your own budget. I think that's a very fiscal approach to looking at how to solve this problem. I commend you for that, and I will, support, you on doing it that way.
Well, timing's a wonderful thing sometimes, we rolled into this, we had some ARPA funds, y'all blessed me in the department last year with giving us some extra money for asphalt, and then we're sitting there, and then we get the new budget, and we're getting some state, so we are being really productive on that side. We're doing a lot of work, and probably more so work than we've ever done. It's great. We've paved over 50 miles since I've been in office. It's a lot of roads. It's a lot of miles. I want to keep it up. I'm proud of that. But the best example, I was trying to think of a good example was, it's just these private companies, they look at a municipality like me and they're cherry picking. They're coming, they know who works here, everybody knows who does what, especially the ones that've done it for a long time. And they start getting the calls, and then hey, so-and-so's calling, and then I start getting thrown up. I mean, I'm sick.
No, I get it.
So
I just wanted to
All right.
appreciate your efforts and how you're trying to do it.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate it very much.
Absolutely. So, Toby, these seasoned employees, is there any way that the county offers a type of retention to where, like, if they do leave 6 months, we can say, hey, we can make it better or bring them back? Is there any way that?
Here's the thing, is that, these are guys that you don't want to lose to start with.
Absolutely.
And I feel like they're all vested. I mean, they could leave and come back and start back with their retirement. They won't lose it. I think basically what happens is once you get over 5 years, you don't lose it if you leave. You can leave and come back. These people that have left, there's been people that's left when they're just almost to 5 years and leave, and then come back 2 years later and they got to start over. They lost it.
Yeah.
Sad. So the biggest thing is that I know there's going to be more money for the county next year. I've talked to Matt about that. He's been pretty public about that. And I'm just looking at a stair step, and just be consistent and do this the right way to where the guys can sit there. I mean, they know they're valuable, and they know if I'm trying and we're doing some things like this, that I think they'll hang with me. I really do. That's good.
Yeah. Well, good. We appreciate you so much. Should anybody else have any questions?
No, I'm just glad he's being proactive with it. That's instead of waiting to the end. That's great. So.
Okay, well, we'll move on to report of the county mayor.
No report, Mr. Chairman.
Good deal. We don't have any commission business that's on the agenda, so there's only one more
Motion to adjourn.
second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. All opposed, by the same token.